Hi folks, Donnie here again. This is going to be just a very short video, seeing the last one was pretty long. I did make a post yesterday about Linux deploy, and I wanted to do a short little video just showing how I'm using it or what it looks like. So this is Linux deploy in the App Store. I'll put a link below the video as well. But you can just have a see here. The application is open source, quick and easy installation of the OS on your Android device. So it installs a distribution of Linux, and you'll see you can choose it yourself, but you can also install it in various ways. It can either just be a file, it can install inside a directory. There's a couple of different options. I haven't tested all of them, but just to note, it does require root access. Without root access, this is not going to work. But you'll see multi-language interface. It takes about 15 minutes or so to install. It gives you an idea here of a couple of the different types of distros that can be installed. There was the type I mentioned: file, partition, RAM or directory, different file systems, supported architectures. So in essence, once this is installed and you connect with a VNC Viewer, you can then view, you'll be running a full version of Linux on your mobile phone. Your VNC Viewer is going to connect to it and give you the GUI, the graphical user interface. And you'll see on I'll show you briefly on my phone what it looks like, but the problem is the screen is for me a bit too small to work with. You can have a mouse and a keyboard, but even so, very, very small. You want to either then throw your display out to a Chromecast or something similar. And in my case, what I'll do is I'll be showing you how I'm connecting to it from a desktop VNC Viewer, which obviously gives you full size mouse, keyboard, everything. And it wouldn't have to necessarily be my particular home VNC Viewer. I could be using VNC Viewer at a friend's place or anywhere else actually, whilst carrying my full desktop Linux OS on my phone with me, all set up with my browser, my bookmarks, my various things that I want to work with. But I think without further ado, then let me just go onto the phone side, and I'm going to show you what the app looks like and how it starts on the phone. And then from there, I'll just quickly start up the VNC Viewer on the phone so you can see what that display looks like. And thereafter, I'll switch over with the identical desktop still running. I will just switch over to VNC Viewer on my desktop computer and then show the same view that I'm seeing with a full screen. Right, here we are now on the mobile phone. You'll see the menu there, bottom, Linux deploy. We've started it up. And this is just the configuration settings of the application itself. Themes, auto start, that sort of thing. And then certain services you can opt to have going with it, HTTP or Telnet or debug and so on. After that, let's open up the config for the container itself to see what the configuration looks like for the Linux. There's the distro. You can basically choose whichever different distro you want to make use of. I've chosen Ubuntu. Then there's the architecture. I've taken ARM64 for my mobile phone. The distribution suites linked to the distro, obviously. So these are Ubuntu suites. Ubuntu versions. Bionic I've chosen. The installation type is either file or directory, partition, or just into RAM. There's the physical path, size, the Linux file system you want to make use of. ext4 is what I've chosen. And that's basically it for the settings. Then after this, we're just going to start up the container and the Linux side of it itself. We won't be able to view anything yet. We'll have to go to VNC still. So mount it. It's started. And we'll leave it running in the background now while we go get VNC Viewer going to view the desktop. Right there, bottom right is VNC Viewer, and you'll see Android Ubuntu. That's the connection that I've set up inside VNC Viewer. If I click on that, it will now connect to, this is still running on the phone by the way, it will connect to the application running in the background, and there it is running already. There's the desktop. This is the view you're going to see on the phone. As I said, it's not very big. You are moving at the moment with my finger, the mouse cursor, You can just make out there, I've started up the file manager, and when I move across now to the full desktop PC view, you'll be seeing the identical view because I'm still leaving the Linux side running in the background. I'm just shutting the VNC Viewer down on the phone, and I'll start it up on the desktop computer. This is just the settings for the VNC Viewer, so you've got an idea of what I set it up for. And that's it. I'll see you on the other side on the desktop. And just to show you that it's the identical view, I'm going to start up VNC Viewer from my desktop computer now. This is VNC Viewer here, and you'll see the same there, Android Ubuntu, it's set up. And it's going to connect to the identical desktop as I left it now on the mobile device. There she is. The only difference, as I said, now is going to be that you've got a full-size screen to work on, but this is operating fully off the cell phone at the moment. It's just a VNC Remote Viewer. The resolution is pretty good, and you'll see this is the file manager at the moment. If I move it around on the screen, it's moving perfectly well. It's also across Wi-Fi, by the way. I'm connecting to the phone. Phone's connected to the router on Wi-Fi, and my desktop is connected by LAN cable. But yeah, pretty impressive. Let me just check. I think there is something in pictures. There we go. I can open it up. Oh, cannot display. Let me just check. Why did it not want to display? Could not display. There's no application. Oh dear. Oh, okay. On the application side, let me just close that quickly. There's your menu. So this is the Mate Ubuntu Mate menus at the moment. You'll see I have got LibreOffice installed, and if I open up LibreOffice, this is how quickly it loads. I mean, this is pretty reasonable. It's about the same speed on my desktop, if not quicker, in fact. So here's a document, test document typed with any Android phone with full Linux running. All I need is very good eyesight, yes, hence the viewer. But this is now typing. How does it go? The lazy fox jumped over. No, it's not quite right, but anyway, you get the idea. It types pretty easily, and using the desktop mouse and so on, you can. Where's bold on here? Gosh, there we go. Underline. So it's as easy as that. If I close this document, yes, save. There's a Nextcloud document. Let me just zoom in a bit. This was a docx document, I think. Oh no, it's an ODT document. Sorry, it is an open document format. So that's LibreOffice working, and it basically operates exactly the same as its desktop counterpart. I put Chromium Browser on. I'm not sure if it's going to restore, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. So this site it's connecting to at the moment is my Nextcloud site, which is on the internet, which are on my virtual private server, which I featured in a previous video. But you'll see it's pretty responsive. So this is from the desktop via the Linux running on the phone out to the internet. So that's desktop, and I mean you could basically go to whatever. I'm sure it'll all be good news. So this is one way of also getting desktop applications, desktop browsers and other things to work on the phone. And as I said, if I power it down, carry it off somewhere else, power it up again, and just connect with any VNC viewer to it, I'll have my desktop, all my applications, whatever I've happened to set up for using on it. I also included, there's the terminal screen. I just want to check under administration, Synaptic Package Manager, so I can install applications just like I do on the desktop. If I was to search here for, let's just say LibreOffice. There's obviously quite a lot of stuff for LibreOffice, but there you'll see what I have already installed. So yeah, all in all, I don't know, maybe it's a solution for a problem I don't quite have, but I just wanted to show it. I thought it's quite flexible and interesting to see, first of all, that the desktop applications and a full Linux OS is actually operating fine off the phone. And the second thing is the speed. I mean, the speed, there's nothing to sneeze at here. This is pretty reasonable speed. I'm just not very familiar with Mate Desktop, so but I'm pretty sure the guys at R will recognize it. But yeah, the idea was not to make it a long video. It was more just to show it sort of in action and, you know, what you could sort of expect, I think. Let me just start up. This is the draw program for LibreOffice. Let me just check here. I suppose I could just take, I mean, look at that speed. Certainly nothing wrong with that. Look at that. So with a VNC Viewer, I could certainly use my phone anywhere, basically, to update presentations, to drive the presentations, and yeah, probably anything else I could do. I'll need a bit more time, I suppose, to play with this and see if there's anything else useful I can do with it. But yeah, I think that's about it. Let's leave it there. I'll do a video next time on Elg, which is a collaboration platform for small groups or communities or families, or if you just want to host it for friends or for anybody, in fact. It's something I'm busy doing for someone else, and I might as well just feature a video on some of what it does, so it's again, you know, easy reference for anybody that wants to look at it. But yeah, thanks. Hope you enjoyed this, and then enjoy your day further. Thanks.